This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weight. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Thursday. Welcome inside the Above All Handyman Services Man Cave. This is the Jason Walker Show. If you need anything done around the house, inside the house, as far as making things look good, get a hold of Above All Handyman Services. They will redo kitchen tile, bathrooms, you name it, they'll do it. And free estimates, Above All Handyman Services. We have a big show. Frank Koloski, Rodeo Alaska, is going to join us. We're going to talk to Barry Abrams from ESPN to get his Preakness picks. Preakness coming up on Saturday. On this day in history, get you set for the weekend and much more coming up here on the Jason Walker Show. But there were some state champs crowned yesterday. We'll recap all of those, but I can tell you that, well, the Jefferson boys played really, really well and won a state championship. The girls played pretty well. Celie Chapman is your overall number one player in Class B. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about what it's like to coach a good group of players is the head coach, Anna DeMars, joining us, Jason Walker Show. Anna, congratulations. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm just living the dream. It's always fun to talk to state champions. And what's it like to coach a state championship team?
It's pretty awesome. Kids went out, they played great, and ended up on top. So it's just awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
Let's talk about Celie Chapman real quick because she transfers from Helena High a couple years ago, gets a fifth season, basically of golf, and finished runner-up a year ago. She comes back and beats Emma out of Fairfield to get the title this year.
Yep. Yeah. So she finished, I think, 10 strokes out last year from Emma, and then came back this year, worked a lot on her game, her mental game, and ended up winning by 5 strokes. So just super proud of her and everything that she did.
What is it about her game that makes her so successful in Montana courses?
I think it's just her consistency, honestly. She doesn't miss very much. She's very consistent in all of her game, which in golf is amazing, actually.
Who's better right now, you or her?
I would say Celie is right now.
She got the big win by 5 shots over Emma Woods out of Fairfield. And going into that final, the final round yesterday was pretty close. I think it was tied going into that final round. What did she do so well to put her over the top?
I think just played her own game. Like, when I went up to her on the course yesterday, she had no idea what anyone else was doing. She was playing her own game, playing one shot at a time, and I think that was the best thing for her going into that round.
And, of course, we're working on getting her on the show next week, but she's early contention for Auto Contest Performance of the Week. There's no question about that. Let's switch over to the boys' side. Well, the girls finished 5th as a team. You got to be proud of that, too.
Yeah, I'm super proud. I mean, we've never had a girls' team from Jefferson, and this is the first year we've had enough golfers to have a team, and they go out and make it to state and then end up 5th, which is awesome.
So, I got my Jefferson high polo on. I've got my Jefferson golf long sleeve on because we played today out in it was windy and chilly. So I'm just saying, if you want to win a state championship, you have to order or wear the school that you want to win. And I'm wearing Jefferson. They go out and the boys get the win by 12 shots over a very good Columbus team.
Yeah, I guess you just need to keep wearing that Jefferson gear, by the way, and we'll just keep winning. But yeah, I mean, the boys went out, they played their own game, and yeah, it was awesome. They're young and a couple veterans, and it's only the second time that we've taken a boys team to state. Last year was the first time, and yeah, they just went out and played their game and did awesome.
You and I talked, all season long at the country club about how well the team was playing and all of that. The boys did well consistently from the first tournament of the year to the last tournament of the year to win state. You have to be consistent, and they did that, right?
Yeah, they did, and all of them. I mean, it wasn't just like 4 of them were consistent. I had a rotation of 6 different kids that were going in and out of that lineup the whole season, and they were all in a different order every week. I mean, I never knew who was going to come in with the lowest score because they just switched every time. So that was just really cool, and yeah, the consistency was the biggest thing throughout the season.
When you look at, was it Colin Field, I think, was your highest placer at state, but he was only 10 shots back of Red Lodge's Ross Sunday. I mean, it's not like he played bad, and he gave himself a chance when he needed to.
Yeah, and yeah, any of the boys could have easily been up there contending for the title, honestly, but Colin played really good the last few days, and Luke played good. I mean, I think I had 4 of them in the top, 17 or 18, I think is what it ended up, and all 5 of them were in, the top 20, 25. So, I mean, just all of it's crazy, honestly.
Anna DeMars joining us, the Jefferson High golf coach. Can you ever step foot in Townsend again now?
I think so. I mean, Pete Robichon's great as a coach, and he was one of the first ones to congratulate me yesterday. And I mean, I won state championships with him, and now I'm winning them as and I won one as a coach. And yeah, he was one of the first ones to congratulate me. My dad was there yesterday. He's from Townsend. I think he'll let me step foot in the house again.
That's good.
Yeah, they've all been supportive and of all of it, honestly.
Where does this rank for you, Anna? Because like you said, you won state titles as a player. You won conference titles at Rocky. You guys, and MSUB when you were there. Where does this rank as a coach? Is it better as a coach or better as a player?
Honestly, I think it's better as a coach. I mean, I was there as a player. It's definitely more stressful as a coach. But I mean, I was there as a player, and just watching the kids as a coach and how excited they are and them celebrating and the hard work that they put in, I think it was just 10 times, honestly. As a coach, it was 10 times better just because of the kids and how they reacted and all of that.
Well, and it's great, too, because you guys really don't have a home course to play on right there. You have to drive, 35, 40 minutes just to practice, whereas a lot of schools you can go, right there in town. So this says a lot about the strength of the team right now as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We kind of joke about it, especially my assistant coach, Anthony Canola, and I, we joke about practice a little bit. I mean, it's good for the kids. So we sit on the football field and hit wedge shots into a tractor tire for practice most of the time. And the kids are funny because they're always trying to bet who's going to get in the tractor tire first. And it's a competition. And I mean, I honestly think that that's made them so much better. The wedge game and everything's such a big part of your golf game, that short game.
Yep.
And so I think it's honestly helped them on the football field. And then, I mean, they put in the work outside of practice. They go to the country club or go to whatever golf course, and they're working after we get done with practice at 7 o'clock at night. They're going to the golf course if they can, or they spend all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the golf course. They put in the time outside of practice, and it definitely paid off for them.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's pretty cool. Is Clint Lang okay with you tearing up the practice field?
I don't know. I've never talked to him about that.
Well, you got a state championship now, so you got that over him right now. Hey, I know you got to run, but congratulations. It's really cool, and I know you guys are going to be back next year. But how will you replace Celie?
Well, Celie's still got one more year. So
oh, really?
Yeah, so she's only a junior, so she's got one more year.
Nice.
So excited to see what she does next year, for sure. And yeah, so I'll have 4 of the girls back, and then boys-wise, I'll have 3 of my 5 back for 2 more years. They're pretty young. Those younger ones, I had 2 freshmen and a sophomore. So yeah, I'm excited for the next few years, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Hey, congratulations. Is Celie will she be 18 or is she 18? Because I need a golfer for this summer on a team.
I don't think she's 18 yet. So you might not be able to get her.
Well, dang it. Hey, congratulations, Anna. I know we'll celebrate. I'll get you. I'll buy you a double shot of water at the club next time I see you. How's that?
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Anna. Appreciate it.
Yep. See ya.
That is Anna DeMars joining us, the coach of the successful boys golf state B champion, the Jefferson High boys, and the individual champ on the girls' side, Celie Chapman. Pretty cool. And hopefully the school board will not get rid of Anna, because if you have success, there's a couple of school board members, Buster, Danny, that like to vote against, the support of good coaches. Anna's going to be fine. She's great. But there you go. Congratulations. Real quick on the C side of things. Well, we know that Ross Sunday of Red Lodge won the individual boys title, the Jefferson boys. Columbus girls win the overall title. And congratulations there on state C golf real quick. It was Fort Benton's, let's see here, Kasha Corder winning, as well with a 4-shot lead to win the girls. And on the boys' side, it was pretty windy. Celie Swan's Ari Nicholas, who got the win. Manhattan Christian swept the team titles. So congratulations to those state champs. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. And when we return, we'll talk horse racing. Barry Abrams will break down and preview the Preakness when we come back. Opening segment of the Jason Walker Show is brought to you by, as always, Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry with 3 distinct divisions so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. Check them out at yourcustomlog.com. Barry Abrams, ESPN horse racing analyst, next.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. A great show today. so far, and it's only going to get better. Frank Koloski, Rodeo Alaska, is going to join us coming up on this day in history and more. But it is time to talk to my fellow New York Met fan who actually has a connection to New York. I don't, as far as I know, but ESPN horse racing expert Barry Abrams joining us. How are you, my friend?
I was born at Albert Einstein Hospital in the Bronx, despite which I am a Mets fan. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. So Rich Strike comes out of nowhere, not even in the Kentucky Derby field until Friday, and it was after our first talk, and then all of a sudden, an 80-1 long shot goes out and win the Kentucky Derby.
Right, so to bring your audience up to speed on that whole deal, in case they have forgotten or didn't know in the first place, 20 horses enter the Kentucky Derby, and they all qualify on points. Obviously, there are more than 20 who are trying to qualify, so there are those who are below the cut line. And the cutoff time is to determine who's going to be in and who isn't is 9 a.m. local time on Friday morning. At 8:45, the connections of the eventual winner, Rich Strike, are told there are no defections, 20 are in, and that's it. So they started to make plans for what they were going to do with the horse after that, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, as we go on. But at 9 o'clock exactly, they get a call saying there is a scratch, and you're in if you want to run. No one really thought much about him, but he was in. Now, what actually happened in the race and why he won is because there was something else even more extraordinary than his making it in that helped determine the outcome. And that was the first of the 6 quarter miles of that race. The race is 1.25 miles. And if you can do fifth grade math, that's 6 quarter miles. The first quarter mile was run in 21.78 seconds, the fastest first quarter in the history of the race. And once you saw that go up on the board, you went, well, there's no way these horses setting that pace or anybody near it is going to last the entire way. They're going to go nuclear. And that's exactly what happened. And one of those horses up near the front was Messier, the horse I thought was going to win the race. Mm-hmm. But when he was chasing that pace, he was cooked. Now, the other part of that is by going that fast, think about when you're on a highway and you're in a construction zone or there's an accident and everybody's bunched up and you get through the accident and then everybody gets up to speed and the cars get strung out again. And the same thing happened here because that pace was so nuclear, everybody got strung out and it allowed room, even with 20 horses in the race, for the come-from-behinders to weave their way through. Okay, well, you turn for home, and there's the favorite Epicenter, who'll be the favorite in the Preakness too, and Zandon, who's coming from way back. Zandon threaded his way through, and so there in the stretch are the 2 favorites, Epicenter and Zandon, in full flight for the wire, when this other horse comes up the inside, and if you watch the overhead angle of the race, an extraordinary job by a heretofore unknown rider, Sonny Leone, to get him through that traffic. Just it's astounding how he weaved him through. But okay, he did because the horses were strung out. He gets through that. Still, he's running down the 2 favorites, the 2 most proven horses in this race who had good trips and were in full flight for the wire, and he ran them down on the square and won the race at 80-1. It's extraordinary.
It is, and then Rich Strike trainers and owners decide, yeah, we're not running him at the Preakness. Does that have anything to do with Sonny Leone's troubles, or is it just to rest for the Belmont?
It's rest. Sonny Leone, in between the Derby and the Preakness, actually served a 4-day suspension for his use of the whip in another race, not in the Derby. One of the horses ended up injured somewhat because of it, and he served a 4-day suspension. But that had nothing to do with this. Okay. We've talked about this before, Jason. Horses nowadays do not run more than 5 or 6 weeks apart. It is an anachronism that the Derby and the Preakness are 2 weeks apart, and then the Preakness and the Belmont are 3 weeks apart. That schedule was set in 1969. There have been many iterations over the years of the schedule for the Triple Crown races. The latest one, 1969, and that in that era, 70s and 80s, even early 90s, horses could run 2 weeks apart. It was no big deal, but now they don't, and I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of why not.
Right.
But the point is it's an anachronism. And so what these people were thinking, the rich strike people, was that even if they didn't win the race, even if they ran in it but didn't win, the thought was they would wait 5 weeks and go to the Belmont Stakes. And that's what they're going to do. And I give them a lot of credit. That's a gutsy decision. Obviously, with the pull of history, Triple Crown, and even without pull of history, the Preakness is $1.5 million race. Forget Triple Crown 3 races. It's $1.5 million race, and these people don't get the chance to run in one of those all the time.
Right.
They are not the Sheiks of Dubai. But they wanted to do right by the horse, who basically for them right now is a lottery ticket. And so they're going to go with Plan A, which was to rest them for 5 weeks and run them on June 11th in the Belmont Stakes.
All right, so there's only 9 horses. We talked to Barry Abrams, ESPN horse racing expert. You can follow him at B. Abrams Voice on the Twitter. 9 horses are running. Only 3 ran in the Derby, but the one that stands out to me ran on Sunday, and that's I don't know how to pronounce it, but Armagnac. Is it listed at 12-1? It's a former Bob Baffert horse, now trained by Tim Yachtine after the transfer, but that seems like a quick turnaround.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only is that a quick turnaround, but there are a couple other things, too. Number one, horses nowadays, without going too far down that rabbit hole, when you run in a stakes race, and this is a stakes race where the owners actually have to put up some of their own money. They have to put up a stake. That's where the term came from. You cannot run with the diuretic Lasix, which improves performance by draining the lungs of some excess water. So you're basically you're dehydrating the horse, which I don't approve of that, but it happens. And because the horse's lungs don't have that extra fluid in them, they can breathe better and they run better. Now, when you're in a stakes race, you can't use Lasix anymore. So Armagnac, who ran in a non-stakes race the day after the Derby, now turns around and has to run without Lasix. That is an issue. The other issue is that Armagnac is going to be part of the early pace, as will Early Voting, who is considered one of the favorites, as well as a long shot running on the inside, Fenwick. So I think Armagnac's going to get caught up in a pace duel, and that's going to be another knock against him. Also, Armagnac ran earlier in his career against another horse in this race, Happy Jack, who ran in the Kentucky Derby and actually didn't finish too badly. For whatever reason, Happy Jack is 30-1. Armagnac is 12-1. Happy Jack beat Armagnac earlier in their careers. So you throw all that in, and Happy Jack, again, he didn't run great in the Derby, but he didn't run badly in the Derby. And he has handled the big crowds. He has seen the big crowds and all of that stuff. I would go for Happy Jack well before I'd go for Armagnac.
All right, so, I mean, Epicenter's obviously the favorite, 6-5 right now. You've got Early Voting, Secret Oath are your top 3 picks. Simplification sitting back there. Tell me about that horse.
Simplification ran in the Derby, didn't run all that great in the Derby, but he's a horse that typically runs just off the pace. And I said the pace here is there is pace in this race. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, he might get a dream trip from the rail, sit right behind it, and have first jump on the closers. And he does have John Velasquez, leading rider in the history of North American racing by money. My gut tells me no. Epicenter is the favorite, and were it not for this long shot who ran him down, he would have won the Kentucky Derby. He finished second. He ran his race and was the best horse, really. Here, he's not facing competition nearly as stiff. And though I just mentioned earlier how the 2-week turnaround is just not how horses run nowadays, despite that, Derby horses who come back for the Preakness typically do well, which I think is because they're just the best horses. So I would expect Epicenter to have a really good showing here. He is the horse to beat. And Joel Rosario, his jockey, is what you would call a really great finishing jockey. Like, he is really good at pumping a horse with his arms and leaning into that horse and getting that horse to lurch himself forward even more than he would want. like a good coach would do to a player. So you put all that together, and to me, he's the best horse. He should really win this race.
I can't pick Fenwick at 50-1 just because it sounds too much like Fenway, and being a Mets guy, I just can't do that. What about Secret Oath at 9-2?
Oh, that's a toughie. She's the filly who won the Kentucky Oaks 2 weeks ago, and I'm really torn because on the one hand, she is the best 3-year-old filly in the country. She won the Kentucky Oaks. There was a race earlier, a lower level race that she ran, I think in December, where she trailed going around the turn by 7 lengths, wound up winning by 8 lengths. So she is the best 3-year-old filly. But she had won a race in Louisiana that qualified her for the Kentucky Oaks. So her trainer, the legendary D. Wayne Lucas, 86 years old, said, let's try to put her in the Arkansas Derby against Colts and qualify her for the Kentucky Derby. And she finished 3rd, which isn't that bad against Colts. But the 2 horses who beat her, Cyberknife and Barber Road, who ran in the Kentucky Derby, did nothing in that race. Nothing. So now she came back and won the Kentucky Oaks for D. Wayne Lucas. Great story there on the day before the Derby. But I don't know. She couldn't even get second against Barber Road, who's not that good. I don't know if she's going to be able to beat Epicenter and even, a horse like Simplification or Happy Jack. So I'm torn. I could make a case that she should win, but my gut tells me no.
All right, so I'm guessing Epicenter you're going with to win it. Happy Jack is in that place or show spot, and then maybe a Simplification, your top 3?
I would also take I would have another horse even above Simplification, and that's Skippy Longstocking, a horse going from the far outside. Great name.
Yeah.
Skippy Longstocking, if you watched his races with your eyes, if you watched them, they weren't that great. But the numbers, the power numbers that come back that try to put a mathematical formula on all races that are run, so there's a point of comparison, the numbers for his races have come back really good, better than you would think from having watched them.
Okay.
So this horse's last race was 4 weeks before the Kentucky Derby. So he's coming in with 6 weeks of rest. He last ran in New York a month before the Derby. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he wins, but he might come in right underneath. His numbers are really good. And I can't throw those numbers out. That's empirical evidence. So I would take a look. He's 20-1 on the morning line. I don't think he's going to go off at that, but he's 20-1 on the morning line. I wouldn't get rid of him.
Okay. Barry Abrams joining us, Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. A couple quick ones for you. 4 years ago today, Justify in the Fog won the second leg of the Triple Crown with Mike Smith aboard at the Preakness. An impressive run. But on this date, do you know what happened in 1973? That just gave it away.
Well, we actually did a show about this 9 years ago when Secretariat won the Preakness with one of the most devastating moves you've ever seen, not around the last turn, but around the first turn, when people thought Ron Turcotte, the jockey, must have been out of his mind going to the lead that early. The horse was going to keel over and die, except he just kept on running. There was a problem with the teletimer, and not until 2011 was he actually officially awarded the track record for that. He obviously holds it in the Derby of the Belmont, but only in 2011 was he given the record in the Preakness. And if you want, you can go watch the incredible program that we hosted. It's on YouTube. It's 5 segments called Secretariat, Timing is Everything. It is by far the greatest thing I have ever done at the SBS. And I invite you to watch it. It was so much fun to do.
I can't wait. No, I definitely want to check that out. 154 for that win back then. I have to ask you.
Well, it became 153 and 3.
Right.
It was 154 at the time.
Right. Okay. Yep. Yeah. The thing hasn't updated for me. I got to ask you this before I let you go. Is Bold Ruler the greatest sire of all time?
You certainly can make a case, but obviously he was the father of Secretariat and a whole bunch of others. You can also make a case for Northern Dancer, who won the 1964 Derby and Preakness. You could make a case for Mr. Prospector, who ran against Secretariat in 1973, but became a much better sire than he did. And, of course, you could make a case for Aladar. Gun Runner has a couple of runners in the Preakness, and his first crops are really looking good. So, there's a lot there, but certainly you would put Bold Ruler right in that category.
There was it was the anniversary of something yesterday, so I was looking it up, and I mean, Bold Ruler, unbelievable. And the name stuck because of the movie and everything. And unless you know horse racing, but I mean, was he a great grandsire of Seattle Slew, who won the Triple Crown? Okay, so there's some
right. But when you say great grandfather, all right. So Secretariat was not a great sire,
right?
But he was what you call a great broodmare sire. He had daughters. He sired daughters who themselves were great producers of winners. So Secretariat's male line, as it were, not great, but his female lines did really well.
Okay. I didn't see the game today. 7-6 final. Mets win 3 out of 4 from the Cardinals. A much-needed series.
I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen the ending of that.
Well, I mean, last night was great. Pete gets his 9th and a great 8th inning there.
Oh, no. I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen the end.
I didn't see the end. I only saw the score, so.
I'm not going to give it away.
All right. Hey, when we talk in 3 weeks before the Belmont, let's hopefully the Mets are still in first, and Pete's got, 3 weeks. I give him 16 home runs in 3 weeks.
I'd sign for that in a second if that was the case.
I'd like to get Max Scherzer healthy, though.
And Tyler McGill.
Yes. Oh, how good has he been? We could go on.
Where would they be without him so far? They're going to have to go somewhere without him now.
Yep. Hey, I know you got to run, but I appreciate the time as always, my friend, and look forward to chatting in 3 weeks before the big Belmont.
We will do it again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. That is Barry Abrams joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline, the great ESPN horse racing expert. So there you go. We couldn't talk about Rich Strike the last time we chatted just because, as he mentioned there, Rich Strike wasn't in the race, and now he is, missing the Preakness, the Kentucky Derby winner. But Epicenter, early voting in there, Secret Oath, Skippy Longstocking at 20-1. I look for Skippy Longstocking or Happy Jack to get into the money at 30-1 there. So if you could lay down a bet now, you could win some money. So, but Epicenter, the clear favorite at 6-5 for Saturday's Preakness on NBC. And then early voting right now, 7-2. Secret Oath is 9-2. Simplification is 6-1. But it's hard to go against Epicenter. Like everything, if you've read on it, everything. I mean, that horse did everything right at the Derby except win it. So, good luck to all the horses and the jockeys running this weekend in the Kentucky Derby. Oh, good stuff there. Barry's great. And yeah, the Mets losing Max Scherzer for 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, tough loss there. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to talk from one brand of horses to another, from the fast to the furious. That was good. And all the bull riding as well. Frank Koloski, the organizer behind Rodeo Alaska, is going to join us. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Coming right back. We're talking Rodeo Alaska next.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com. Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Final segment on a Thursday. Final segment till Tuesday. Playing in a Pro-Am over in Missoula on Monday. Our Pro-Am team took 4th and on Monday up in Great Falls. Good, and most of the same guys on the team, and looking forward to playing over in Missoula for the first time. So at least at Larchmont. So no show Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday next week. Ryan Schulte gets us set for state softball. Orion Tverge will join us. Haver Wrestling standout who's headed off to Navy to wrestle, right? Yeah. Our Montana Rodeo Roundup coming up on Tuesday as well. Speaking of rodeo, we will in a second. But don't forget to get your tickets now for the 2022 Hall of Fame induction banquet for the Montana Football Hall of Fame. We are inducting Shan Schillinger, Blaine McElmurray, Dane Fletcher this year, along with Rocky Gullickson, Marv Sunderland, Dane Storston, and Robert Rides at the Door, along with Jim Sweeney. You can get your tickets online at universalathletic.com or at any UAS stores. And join us. We'll have a big red carpet event the day of on June 25th. Looking forward to that. Hosting that with Alex Eshelman from SWX It's going to be a blast, and we want you to be there. Get your tickets, get your tables now at all Universal Athletic stores and universalathletic.com. It's going to be fun. Join us in Billings, June 25th, for the Montana Football Hall of Fame induction banquet. Well, it is the second year of Rodeo Alaska. It is a big event, and it was very successful last year. There's a chance to win $20,000 in Bering Sea gold for riding the bonus bowl. And joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to talk about that and a big weekend coming up next weekend in Palmer, Alaska, is the organizer of Rodeo Alaska, Frank Koloski. Joins us now, Jason Walker Show. All right, man, year two of chatting with you, and it was a year ago, I think today or yesterday, that you and I first talked. But Rodeo Alaska, again, one of the greatest one of the greatest bull riding events in all of the country. And you got it coming up again this week. How are you doing, by the way?
Brother, thank you for asking. I could not be any better. I'm actually sitting up here. We have 66 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky, and we're gearing up for another big one.
It's coming up next weekend, Memorial Day weekend. But you were telling me that you got a perfect view of Mount McKinley right now. I got to tell you, earlier today it was like 42 degrees with the wind, felt like freezing. So it's not fun up here or down here right now.
Well, we had about 7 months of what you're talking about, and sorry, we're not trading out. So
I got to tell you too, my son, who's in the Army, he messaged me a couple of months ago, and he said, "Dad, I signed up for another 3 years," and I'm like, "Well, that's cool." And he goes, "I get my choice of Alaska or Hawaii," and I said, "I can golf in Hawaii." He goes, "Yeah, but I can fish in Alaska," and he ended up choosing Hawaii.
He did.
He did.
He could have golfed in the middle of the night up here.
I know. I was thinking about that. That would have been really cool.
I'm taking the guys. Yeah, you bet. I'm taking all the guys. We have a 12 o'clock a.m. tee time.
That is awesome. Didn't you guys do that last year too?
We sure did.
We sure did. Cool. Super
Had
cool.
a grand old time.
We are talking to Frank Koloski, the man behind Rodeo Alaska. All right. Last year went great, and this year, I'm assuming it's another great lineup of bull riders coming to town.
We sure do. We have, there was a lot of anticipation, going into last year. And who would have thought we would have ended up for our first ever PRCA event ever in the history of Alaska to top it off to win event of the year for the with the PRCA Committee of the Year, Event of the Year. And then, now it's like, what are we doing now? Well, we got to get to work. We got another one to do, So we're really excited about that. And the lineup, again, we got 40 of the top ones coming again. The reigning champ, Roscoe Jarbo, he's got some unfinished business up here, and we anteed up all that gold. We got 10 ounces now. Over $20,000 worth of gold. And I did a little clip with the Cowboy Channel yesterday, and we had that on the TV, and it's hard to let go. I know what it feels like to have gold fever, I hear to tell you.
So how much is 10 ounces of Bering Sea gold?
Probably right around $20,000. I think gold's right around $2,000 an ounce, so 10 ounces. So, yeah.
And that's going to the winner.
On top of the that'll go to the winner of the event is up $25,000 up for grabs, but the bounty bowl opportunity is for that gold.
Oh, right. Okay.
You bet.
Frank Koloski joining us, the guy behind Rodeo Alaska, one of the biggest and best bull ridings of the year, one of the greatest rodeos of the year, too, and PRCA behind it. Take me through the weekend again there in Palmer, Alaska. What's it going to be like the 27th through the 30th?
Well, God willing, and as the forecast is showing, the whole group up above is planning on having a 70-degree weather next weekend. So we'll start there. And then we'll kick that off on Friday. And we're doing 2 days this year versus the one. The guys really actually requested that. So we're going to do Friday and Saturday PRCA Extreme Bowls, the northernmost Extreme Bowls in America, and then we'll roll Sunday and Monday, holiday weekend, with our Ram Champions Tour Memorial Day weekend rodeo.
Very cool. And it's nice that the guys are getting 2 days. It's nice that they requested it, because if you go all the way up to Palmer, Alaska, you want to enjoy the time up there. And I know there's a lot of money and all the gold and everything, but you get a chance to ride a couple of bulls. They put on a good show for the fans too. It makes it worthwhile.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. And it gives them an opportunity to explore some places that they've never been. And, and a good chunk of them have been here last year. There are a few faces, and there are some more Canadians are coming over as well. Obviously, there's a weekend event over there in Grand Prairie, that's kind of going to overlap, which is giving these guys an opportunity to hop back and forth. And special thanks to Alaska Airlines for making that happen, making it convenient for these guys to participate in both up here in this region. But, in the concerts and everything else that we got taking place, we got Tyler Booth coming to join us this weekend. And he's got a phenomenal voice. I picked him up chatting with him there at the NFR this past year, and it was really a privilege to have him here. Just really excited to be able to come and show off our great state up here. Absolutely. And for more info, you go to rodeoalaska.com. But when you look at some of the guys coming, we had the connection with Ruger Piva last year from Montana Western bull rider. Is he coming back, and who else is going to be there? Ruger's a hometown favorite. He's yeah. Like I said, he's ridden and been up here for a couple of years. A few years back, and did very well up here. Just kind of, it seemingly like a prep, a little bit of prep before he really hit the road going, and so much well-deserved whatever he's got coming to him. He's worked so hard, and it was so awesome and a blessing to see him at the NFR last year, after just sitting on the edge for those couple of years. And he definitely feels comfortable coming back to Alaska, knowing he's got family up here. We got a huge rodeo family up here that's definitely standing behind him, and hopes that he can kick this, use this event for a good kickstart, for coming back and get back up there in the rankings. I think he sits 22nd currently or something like that. But, as much money is out there, that can change in a weekend. There's no question about that. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. You bet. Frank Koloski joining us, Rodeo Alaska organizer, and go to rodeoalaska.com, the northernmost PRCA or Extreme Bulls competition. And then, of course, you still might have the northernmost PRCA rodeo, too. Oh, and that whole tie right there, I don't think you get any further north than this. Yeah, well, unless you want to ride with Santa Claus. Doing it on ice. Yeah. Hey, riding bulls is hard enough. Riding on ice would be kind of a trick. Oh man! But who are some of the other dudes? We got Jordan Spears, Trey Kinsey, and the red hot Josh Frost. Nice. I tell you that he's an animal. He's an animal. He's, obviously he's there at the PBR finals, and, those, him and you've seen him. He's definitely making his mark there. We got Riley Berg and Wade Berg coming. Riley Barg and then Wade Berg coming. Jeepers, the list. We got a strong list. Who's the stock? Outlaw Buckers again. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good outfit you got there too. So very good outfit there, and they got a little mixture of some of them bulls coming up there out of Calgary and the bulls there. Yeah. And, everybody's really excited. I think from the contestant standpoint, after seeing the results and how those bulls bucked last year, I think there's a lot of energy there that is the driving force for having those guys come back. Not only did the contestants do good last year, making the 90-point march, but these bulls bucked and really had a strong showing for being that far out, and taking that long of a trip, and then turn around and have the results that we had from our event up here last year speaks volumes, of how well they take care of their animals and then livestock and jeepers. It went really well.
Well, what's cool too, and I talk about this with our local rodeos, is you see riders, you see stock that competes on the PBR, that competes in the NFR every year, and those are the guys coming to town. You want to get tickets and go out and support all of it because, like you said, rodeo's one big family anyway, Frank. So why not support the family?
It sure is. It really is. And overall, I think that's what really people are really gunning towards these days because it's as real as real, yep. Right? And it's the traditional, it's the whole, it's the grassroots of what really America stands for, the real America, the really real America, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
it's the camaraderie and all that. That's what everybody's, seemingly that is waking up is wanting to be more drawn to.
Well, and you got great amusement rides. You've got this is a whole weekend there in Palmer that families can definitely go and enjoy.
Big fair. I got vendors, the Golden Wheel amusements with the carnival rides, the whole 9 yards.
It's going to be a blast. I know you're on the road hauling chutes and hauling gates and everything else needed for this thing. But, hey, congratulations on the success last year. I look forward to catching up again, and congratulations, like I said, and good luck this year, Frank.
Well, I really appreciate your thoughtful words and your kindness for letting me be on your show. And I want to just give a special shout-out and thoughts and prayers for all the folks there in Nebraska. I know it was a tragedy that rolled through there a couple of weeks ago, and that's an impactful event, that was taking place there. And it was sad to hear that, and hopefully we got enough room up here. We can spare a few of the contestants that are looking for a place to go, but hopefully they get that one rescheduled. But we're thinking about them, and we really appreciate you having us on the show.
That is Frank Koloski. Go to rodeoalaska.com for more information. It's going to be a big, big weekend next weekend. There is a great big weekend this weekend, too, in Helena at the multi-purpose building arena at the Lewis and Clark County Fairgrounds. It's Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 start both times, and it is a huge, huge Montana All-Star Pro-Am Challenge. You can get your tickets. Go to lccfairgrounds.com. So bareback, barrel racing, bronc riding, and bull riding both nights. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, Madison McDonald, the great PRCA specialty trick rider. And there's a concert, too, Michael Ray, Saturday night. But the rodeo, bareback, barrel racing, broncs, and bulls, along with Madison McDonald. She is fantastic. And we've had her in studio before. She's great. Moved from Canada down to Helena, and it's awesome. But she's regularly, I think 10 years in a row now, at the national finals as a specialty act. She's great. So that'll be a lot of fun in Helena this weekend, too. Again, the Montana All-Star Pro-Am Challenge, and Friday and Saturday night multi-purpose building arena there at the fairgrounds. Let's see here. Helena Senators keep rolling. 10 straight victories after picking up a win over the Mavericks of Missoula last night, 9-1. Helena 6-1 against the Mavs this year. The only loss came in that combined no-hitter a couple of weeks ago. But Helena got 9 runs in the middle to pick up that 9-1 win last night. And tonight, the Senators hosting in the Wind out of the Pioneer League. The Great Falls Voyagers coming to town, take on the Helena Senators in an exhibition. So that'll be fun for the kids and families alike. So get out and do baseball tonight if you want to brave the wind. The wind's supposed to die down a little bit sometime later tonight. So hopefully you can check that out. All right, let's do On This Day in History. It is May the 19th. It is National Devil's Food Cake Day. On this date in 1960, San Francisco Giants rookie Juan Marichal beats the Phillies on a one-hitter, and the first NLer, National Leaguer, to have a one-hitter in his debut since 1900. We talked about it with Barry Abrams on this date in 1973. Secretariat with Ronnie Turcotte aboard. Wins the Preakness in 153.3. Fastest Preakness ever. Well, in 1984, Pat LaFontaine would score 2 goals in 22 seconds in an NHL playoff game 2018, Justify wins the second leg of the Triple Crown at the Preakness. 2021, a year ago today, Yankees pitcher Corey Kluber with a no-hitter over the Texas Rangers. And that is what happened on this day in history. Let's do this now.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky, the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. Check out Cafe Zydeco in Helena, Billings, and also in Bozeman. And they are open until dinner tonight, till 8, tomorrow night till 8, Saturday 9 to 3, closed on Sundays. But make sure you stop in for lunch or dinner at Cafe Zydeco and grab yourself some fantastic, fantastic Cajun food. One other thing happened on this date in history. On this date, 24 years ago, I can remember at 6:23 p.m., I got to the hospital at 7:18, but my daughter Faith was born. So happy birthday to Faith. I have not been her biological dad at all, but I've been her dad since she was 55 minutes old. And she's awesome because without her, I don't have a son, Bob, and then now I have a little one with a different young lady. But anyway, happy birthday to Faith 24 years ago. Faith, you're getting old. But I bawled like a baby first time I saw her. Of course, I did that with Bob. I did it with Winnie. It's hard not to as a dad, right? But today is that day, your hashtag girl dad. But congratulations on being born. She is in her second year at grad school down at Auburn. She will graduate August the 6th down at Auburn, and looking forward to seeing her graduate with a grad degree, and proud of her. She's very proud. I'm proud of all my kids, but proud of her too. So happy birthday to my daughter Faith today. 22 years old now. Anyway, had to get that in there today. Hey, we had a great week on the show. Ryan Schulte, Mike Miller, Alex Eshelman. Who else did we talk to? Frank Koloski, Barry Abrams, Anna DeMars. And next week, hopefully Celie Chapman, the State B golf champ, will join us. We also have Alex back. Softball will talk next week. Mike Miller as well. Oh, yeah, we had him yesterday, too. And Sheriff Leo Dutton's going to be here next week. We moved him from today to next Thursday, and he'll be in talking about getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, what to do to stay safe, make sure we don't start any fires, make sure you have a fishing license as well. And but Sheriff Dutton's going to be in studio next week talking about the summer and getting ready for it. So just be smart, and we look forward to chatting with him next week. It's always fun talking with him, too. So let's see. Anything else we missed today? I don't think so. I think we got pretty much everything nailed down for the week. Let's see. Anything fine? No, nothing coming across. Nothing last minute here. No breaking news. But congratulations again to the Jefferson boys. Use your words, Manhattan Christian boys and girls and Columbus girls for winning the state championships this week. So awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Always have fun on the show. Hey, take care of each other this weekend, will you? Tomorrow is my anniversary, so I will be off. 5 years ago tomorrow, got married to the lovely lady. So we're going to go to Downton Abbey, the movie. Looking forward to that. I'm a big Downton Abbey fan. And then the next week, Top Gun comes out. Top Gun Maverick. Good times. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. We couldn't do this without you. And if you want to sponsor the Jason Walker Show, just get a hold of me. Jason at jasonwalkershow.com. We'll do it again next week. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. Have yourself a great weekend. See you back here Tuesday. Remember, no shows tomorrow or Monday. Anniversary, and then Pro-Am. They think I'm a good golfer. I'll feel you in Tuesday. See you then.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.